Welcome to the Akua series for Empyrion Galactic Survival. And why are we actually on the new game screen? Well, in this part I'm going to look at creative mode, and I know some of you guys will say, well, what's that got to do with survival mode? Well, I think if you watch very experienced players doing their series on YouTube, you will start to spot a little bit of an inconsistency where they suddenly magic a ship out of a blueprint or even a base. And I think that demonstrates the link between creative mode and survival mode, that the creative mode effectively supports survival mode, and it's something that new players don't engage in to begin with. I must admit, I didn't when I first started. I was so concentrated on the survival mode that I missed the advantages and benefits of using creative mode. So this video is going to be very much talking about the positives and how you can use creative mode to support your survival mode. It's not going to be an advanced tutorial on building, but I hope you guys will enjoy it, and it's also going to serve the purpose in the fact that for my Omicron series I need to look at some capital ships because I want to build a capital ship from a template. So let's get right into it, guys. We're just gonna let's call it playtime, because that's basically what I'm going to be doing. And of course, you select the game mode creative. Now you can choose between having a base and not having a base. I prefer not to have a base because it just seems a bit pointless, to be honest, unless of course you really want to look at the base that comes with it. And of course now you've got three starting locations. You've got Omicron Orbit, Omicron and Akua. Now for me, I prefer Omicron because it's got nice flat layers. There's no grass to get in the way or anything like that. So for generally messing about, looking at ships and doing some building, Omicron's probably one of the better planets, because you've got to remember is there's no creatures to kill you, there's no temperature, you don't have to worry about oxygen or food when you're in creative mode. This is very much a very safe environment for you to experiment with and do ships. So you can see here we're now on Omicron. And the way to get to the infinite resources is just press the H key. You can see here. There's two things I tend to go for straight away. One's the motorbike, and what you do is just click, and it always fills your toolbar up first, and then eventually it starts to overflow into the inventory. So that's the way it works. And the other thing I also want is a tier 2 multi-tool. Now I know some of you guys will say, well, you don't need a multi-tool because you can delete with the block, but I find when I'm checking ships out and just investigating, I find that the multi-tool still has its purposes. So what we're going to do now is just get away from the trees, get out into the flat area. And now the main purpose of creative mode is to actually build your ships on practice building, which is, again, if you're new to the game, guys, this is very much a good sandbox environment to practice building. But the other one you can do is actually, if you press F2 and go into the blueprints, actually let's spawn this one first. This is a ship that somebody actually sent me a link to. Let's have a look. Douglas Welsher, I think that's your name. Apologies if I pronounced it incorrectly. And what we're going to do is just raise the ship here. This is quite a big capital ship, and I have emphasis on the word big. Now, of course, if I turn the jetpack on, again, unlike survival mode, you can actually jetpack up and hover. And as I say, this is a really nice big ship. It's got loads and loads of guns on it. And I think I'll just give you a quick tour, guys. It's very impressive. It's very well built. It's got some nice cool features in it as well. But I think he's taking his defense very, very seriously. We've got sentry guns here, cannons in every direction. And you just come up here, put them there, come in. You've got a great big hangar deck here with lots and lots of lights on it. Now again, I think if you're not really into survival mode, I mean, I've done it occasionally when I've had like a quiet afternoon. I just don't fancy doing anything in particular. There's a nice repair station here as well. I've kind of come into creative mode just for the fun of it, guys. You know, I've just literally come in here and just built things because it's fun. And again, there's a nice touch here with the notice telling you where everything is. And the main factor, if I remember correctly, I must admit, the first time I check this ship out, I got completely lost. So hopefully I'll be able to remember the way through it. And I think I need to go, I think if you go up, you've got like accommodation area here and oxygen tanks and all that, but I think if you go down is the command center. Yeah, there it is here. So here we are. This is the main command bridge, complete with showers and toilet around the back here with ventilators. It's all quite good fun actually, guys. And again, if you're new and you haven't gotten far enough in a series to actually build a capital ship, I mean, this is a good way to actually practice building them. So if you come in here, I think I need to turn the thrusters on, and what we'll do is, well, just take off, and I think, well, we could probably go down and go up. So again, it's a good way to get experience of actually flying capital ships before you invest in them. And as you can see here, I'm not going to fly around too much because, as I say, that's not really the purpose of this video. But we're just going to come down and land. And another quick tip here again, guys, this is very much pitched to anyone who's new, because one of the things I found when I first started playing the game is the vast array of ammunition and weapons that this game has. You can see them all lined up here, all the various ammunition types, and there's even some hidden down here which is you're not aware of. And again, one of the advantages of coming into creative mode, you can see here we've got a less charge like that, because if I show you the stats, again, this is an advantage that if you see a blueprint you really like, which is the reason why I'm actually in this time, this allows you to check out all the details of the ship. And you can see this ship's got virtually you name it, it's got it. Pulse laser, rocket turret, sentry guns, mini guns, plasma turrets, flak turret, drill turret, multi-turrets, you name it, it's got it. And of course it shows you here, but it also gives you an overview of, I got 202 cargo boxes, wow. And of course you get a complete breakdown over here if you want to get really into the detail. But what I was getting at, guys, is that, say for example, how can I say for example, we come in here, say what can we say, multi-turret. So if we come to here, we can find the ammunition, and where's the guns? Come on, ammo box, come on, where's the business end of the ship? Weapons, here we are. You come down here, see, turrets, there we are, sorry guys. So you've got flak turrets, and what actually happens is if you come in here, it actually tells you what the ammo is. So again, if you're not too sure about what you actually want for a certain type of weapon, this is a good way to come in here. Actually, so you got 160mm there, cannons, flak shells, CV, wow, cannon turrets, 30mm bullets, minigun turrets, 15mm bullets, pulse laser, so you got LS charge CV, rocket turrets, and of course what you can do, if I come in, so what can we do, sentry guns, and got pulse rocket launchers here, wow, pulse laser. But if, let's say for example we want a minigun turret, and it's 15mm bullets, so if we come in here and we can find there's the 15mm, here we are, so we can get those in there. We need to put them in here, and we go back to here, and we can come here, you can see it fills up, and if we go back to devices, oh we've got to be on the cockpit. I'm always forgetting to do that. Oops. So again, if you're new to the game and you want to practice using turrets, I mean obviously you can't really, there's nothing really to shoot at, but this is a way to practice, guys, and just have a bit of fun. I don't know if you can you shoot it yourself. I've never tried this before. So that's just an example of what you can do, guys. If you say, it's very much pitched at any of you guys who are learning and who want to do it. I must admit, I just do it here just to finish this section off before I go off and actually do what. Look at the capital vessels and come down here. I just want to show you this, guys. This is quite neat at the front here. So we come up here. Oops, nope. And you go around the front here. And there's like up here, through here, you've got a forward mining bridge. And although the notice actually says that you shouldn't be flying it from this position, probably because it's incredibly vulnerable, but it's quite pretty good fun actually if you're into first person flying, which I am a little bit. You can have some real fun just flying the ship round. Apologies for the noise, so maybe I need to land. Hopefully I won't have drowned myself out by flying that through there. And then just around this quick overview over, if I can find the entrance, I think this is it, yes. Exit, enter to go down. Again, I think this is a pretty neat feature, guys. And go across here, we have to go down in 2 steps because we don't have diagonal elevators. And it's this exit here on the ground. Look at this, see? There's a dual exit down at ground level. I really like that. Anyway, guys, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Just put the bike out so I can get away, and we'll just go get over here. That's far enough, I think. Whoops. As he leaps off the bike. Oops. Oops. And the ship that I'm actually interested in, guys, is F2. I think I mentioned it. I think this is the one. There's a couple here. I think, oh, this one's not too bad. Maybe we'll start with this one. Okay. Okay, we're just going to have a quick fly up and over. Not bad. It's got a nice little landing deck on the back of it. Yeah. If that's the command cockpit, life could be a little bit exposed. It doesn't seem to have a lot in the way of forward-facing defences. But again, this is the beauty of it, guys, is say like you look at a ship like this and you can look at it and think, well, I can mod this, and you can either mod it in creative mode, change it around a bit, shape it, then upload it as a blueprint for you to download into the game yourself, or you could actually work out how you want to mod it once you've actually spawned it in game in survival mode. So it's just up here. There must be, there's only entrances up here. It's got a landing deck here. I can't see if there's an entrance here. Yeah, it looks like that. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to spot the entrance. Yeah, oops, I don't want the motorbike. That's where you've appeared from. Yeah, oops. I think this must be the way to the bridge. There's why can't I? Why? Ah, it's not. That because oh, just had to flip over it, guys. That could be slightly annoying. And of course we got the command center, and of course the most important thing that you want to do if you're gonna do is see how well these ships fly. Of course you can take them up into space. I mean, I'm not going to take it up into space because that's just going to consume time, guys. See the difference in size between the two ships? That is certainly away from home capital ship. This is more of a space cruiser, I suppose is what you'd call it. It's a bit lopsided, maybe it's a bit too close to the ground. So okay, that's okay. I think we're just going to land this, guys, and I'm just going to get out of it. And of course, this is one of the things you can do if you're impatient. If you come here, you can just get out the quick way. Yeah, I did that. I mean, I wouldn't normally do that, but obviously I don't want to spend too much time in this video just running up and down. So we can now drop this one. Well, this doesn't inspire confidence. Oh no, it's settled down. It's probably just because it didn't like the drop. This one looks like it's got a bit more forward-facing armament, like the thrusters in the side like that. That's cool. So I didn't check the weapon system on the other one. Okay. And this one's obviously a little bit bigger than that one by the look of it. It's actually, I mean, this has actually got a top bay, loading bay on it. Just come down. So I'll just get rid of that. So you could carry a small vessel on its back here like this. I must admit I do like the capital vessels that have got wings, where you can use the wings to actually park ships on. Okay, let's just turn that off because I don't want to compete with the jetpack. Right, let's have a look down here. Yep, it's pretty good. I'm assuming the cockpit is in this direction. Some lights in here. And just gonna jump in the captain's seat. Of course, we'll have a quick look. Power on. Let's have a look at the stats. Because I do need to have a proper look at this. You can see, yeah, we got 3 cannon turrets and 4 rocket turrets. Okay, that's pretty good. Now you've got to remember with capital ships, not all the weapons fire on the surface. So you have space-bound weapons and surface weapons. Capital ships are really meant to be out in space, not so much flying around on the surface. Although you can build a surface operating capital vessel the same way as a small vessel doesn't have to have a warp drive in it. So you can have a small vessel that's based for operating on the surface of a planet. You can have another one that can go into planetary. So we can have a look here. Don't seem to have any. This one doesn't have any grow plots, but oh, it has. It's got 16 grow plots buried in here somewhere. Okay. And we'll just have a quick look at devices. And you can see again, you can see the overall ammunition that it requires. 30. So it's got 30mm bullets and 150mm HMSL missiles. So it's, well, I suppose if we actually look at the weapon system. What's the weapon systems? Again, it all depends on whether you're looking for something like a monster killer or just something that you can defend yourself with. I mean, it says it's got 7 turrets. It's got 4 rocket turrets and 3 cannon turrets. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think this might be the candidate for my Omicron series, and then we can always mod it up a little bit. Or maybe I should look at one more. Okay. Of course, all the automatic doors are working now because I've turned it on. I think we'll have one more quick look at one more, guys. So that's the small one. This is this one. I think you might be getting an idea of what my creative area actually looks like. Actually, that looks pretty cool. It's a bit vulnerable though, by the look of it. Wow. Oh, that looks pretty awesome. Yeah, let's have a look at this one. This can be therapeutic as well, guys. If you've had a rough session in the survival mode, or you just want to chill out and relax a little bit, doing something like this can be quite cool, actually, guys. Yeah, hey, I like. Oh, it's not so bad actually. It's got some cannons on the side. Whoops. Oops, the ship seems to have landed. Okay. It's fallen out of the sky. It's hasn't really sat level. Oh, it might have something to do with the fact that it's on top of a... Okay. I think we can fix that, guys. So, but then again, ships like this aren't really meant to land. They're meant to be permanently in orbit. I mean, these are orbital ships. Okay, let's just turn this off. I presume I can get to the... Yeah. A little bit. Could probably do with some extra armor in the front. It's passenger seats. Okay. Where's the command cockpit then? Okay, so we got 3 passenger seats. Put the passengers in front because that's alright, they get shot up, and don't worry about that, guys. Okay, where is the... Ah, it's probably this way actually. The bridge is at the back. That makes sense. If you're going to be firing, you know, if you're going to be cruising through space, having the command bridge in the rear of the ship makes sense. Okay. Wow. Yeah, it's probably up here. This is a... Whoops. Because of course I'm climbing up a ship that's not level, so I kind of correct here. Yeah, here we are. Ah, yeah, this is okay. Let's jump in, and I'm just going to power on, put the turrets on. Why not? Let's have some fun. And okay. So if I can find an area that doesn't have a tree or anything that's going to cause it problems. Okay, so we can land again. That's a bit better. Yeah. Oops. Get back into first person. Yeah, I suppose this is the way a command carrier would operate with the crew. Your actual command bridge way back from the front. So let's see what it's got in the way of weapons stats. It's got 2 plasma turrets, 4 cannon turrets, 4 rocket launchers, and 1 rocket turret. 2 rocket turrets. Pretty good for a capital vessel going out and into space. We got the warp tank, oxygen and fuel. So again, you can just look at the stats. Thrusters. Quick look down here. It's got 36 growing plots in it. Wow. What's the resources like? 10,000 Sathium. That's going to be a challenge to find 10,000 Sathium. We'd have to go out into space and get that. And again, you can... So like the turrets again, guys, just to demo it again, guys. It's just if I can get into here, and if you go to here, it's like a... Oh, this is a rear mounted turret. Disorientated me a little bit there, guys. Obviously we've got no ammunition for it, so can't fire. So obviously if you want to fire the turrets manually, you can actually do it. That's quite fun. Anyway. So I think that covers capital ships. I'm just going to get out the way I did last time. And of course, it's not all capital ships, guys. I mean, obviously, I actually quite like that ship, actually, but I don't know if I could build it, actually. Like, you got hover vehicle, SV. But you can also, and this is very much pitched at anyone who's new to the game, because one of the biggest challenges I think that confronts a lot of people, which experienced players tend to forget, is the fact that, again, I'm just going to whack in a blueprint, is hover vehicles. Hover vehicles can be a little bit of a pain in the neck when you first get them. Oh, that's pretty neat. Sorry, I've got to concentrate on what I'm doing about a nice heavyweight tank. This is the default one. It's not particularly that good. So, oh, that looks cool. Let's spawn that. Wow, so it's like a mini tank. The only downside I would say with this is getting in and out of the cab, actually, guys. Okay. Just check. Right, so I've got power on. Okay. And again, it's a way to experiment with the characteristics of a hover vehicle. And more importantly, if you're new to the game, is what terrain you can fly over and what terrain you can't fly over. So again, this is one of the advantages of creative mode. So you can like head for the hills here, and then you will start to see the effects. So this is a very good way to learn how to fly hover vehicles and what we will get stuck on and what you won't get stuck on. And of course what you can do also, which can be a real pain, is if I come in here, I just check the 15mm bullets. Okay, we need 15mm. Right, just press H, 15mm. There we are. So we get a load of those, and of course it means we can now go into here, load up our 15mm ammunition, and of course the Gatling gun appears. And this is a good way to practice actually shooting at stuff. I mean, true, you haven't got much to shoot at, but you can actually, let's get back into this mode while I fly around. You can actually practice shooting up other ships. You know, I mean, so it does give you an idea of the range that you come, and of course you can. But I don't think you can. You can shoot at things, but I don't think you actually damage them because they're impervious. But it is a good way to practice maneuvering and flying if you're new to the game and using the weapon systems. And of course, just to flip back into, we come into here, I'm just going to flip onto the, of course we got a couple of 4 turrets, so this takes 15mm bullets, so again you can, let's get it loaded. So again, it's a good way to practice and learning how not to shoot your tail off like this. Obviously I've done a bit of damage there. Oh, you can destroy something, so how about that, guys? Of course you've got no creatures to destroy stuff, so anyway, I'm going to stop messing about, guys. Of course you press F to get out. And just curiosity. It's a bit more difficult to actually see with everything all locked up what the damage is, but I don't know if I actually did damage, but oops, no. Anyway guys, I think that's enough of me messing about with ships and all that, and of course it also applies to small vessels. You can try out different small vessels, and as I say, and I think just around this part off, guys, we're just going to land here and dump another ship that's there, is the fact that you can actually do some building as well. And I say the building's quite very straightforward, because I say you just go into H, and of course what we would need, if I can find it, is what should we do? Small vessel starter, and we're going to need some 900 steel blocks, and of course all we got to do is just whack out that. And just to demonstrate what I was talking about when I was talking about the multi-tool, guys, if you get a block like this, then you go shift right click, you can actually use the block to delete stuff like this. So you don't actually have to use the multi-tool when you're building, but as I say, this is a way that you can experiment with stuff. And of course, strictly speaking, and this is a dodge that I picked up from Lift Pizza, and it is a little bit of a cheat. If you come here, where's it? The rocket turrets. Wow, got so much kit here. Right, got 5 rocket turrets. Because the way the game builds, what you can do is build something like that with, say, 4 rocket turrets on, and then you can convert that into a blueprint. And for some reason the game actually accepts, because you've got a core, it thinks that is a small vessel, and you can actually con the game into building utilities, bits that you can actually include in your ship. And in some ways it's a way of bypassing the research as well. So, and also the need for a large constructor, or if it's something else that needs an advanced constructor, it's the way you can do it. You can turn that into a blueprint, and then eventually it will show up and you can download it. So you don't actually have to build complete ships anyway. And I think I've rambled on long enough. I wanted to keep this relatively short, guys, and I hope that has been a pretty good introduction to creative mode. And as I say, I wanted to keep it quick and basic and slightly light-hearted as well. So you can see here, small vessel. A small vessel consisting of 4 rocket turrets. And I think the limit of creative mode is your own imagination, but I think if you're a new player, this is the place to come and play and experiment with ship builds, practice your flying and your shooting. Actually, I didn't realise, cool, that's a bit fragile really. It's got lots and lots of little bits and pieces in it, isn't it? Looks cool, but I'm not sure if it's actually going to stand up that much. Then again, it's got loads of guns on the front. I mean, yeah, and 4 turrets. You'd have to put a lot of 15mm ammunition. Anyway, I've got distracted, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. As I say, if you guys got any other suggestions for how to use creative mode to support survival mode, and if you want to see more or got any questions, feel free to ask. And on this note, guys, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.